Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Our guest today specialises in helping customer-owned banks and financial institutes gain brand recognition, develop deeper relationships in the community, and reach their organisational goals faster and easier. And today she's going to show you how to achieve a competitive positioning in a turbulent market. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me welcome to the Win Sales Now podcast our good friend, Priya Mishra.
Welcome, Priya.
Thank you so much. Thanks for introduction.
Thank you for joining us here. It's a pleasure, and we love the work that you're doing, and you're making a big impact out there. And I haven't had the chance to ask you this question before, but why did you choose to get into marketing? And what has been your journey along the way to becoming one of Sydney's most successful marketing agencies?
Well, when I started my career in the 90s, I started as a marketing person, to be honest. And I loved that time. But then somehow I entered into the IT. I loved my intellectual ability to cope up with every problem thrown on me. But down the line, I was always very passionate about marketing. I did my MBA in finance and marketing 2010. When I was thinking about my leaving the corporate career, I was thinking what would be best. Looking at my personality, my past experience, my passion, and my overall persona, I felt marketing is the best suitable career for me in going forward. And I'm very passionate about it. I just love it every minute, every day. I just enjoy it.
It's always nice to see somebody who loves what they do.
Yeah. I'm really passionate because I'm a very I'm not introvert or extrovert. I'm ambivert. So in slang, people call it omnivert. So because I like going public, meeting publicly, and exploring and sharing my knowledge, intellectual stuff, all that thing. But sometimes I really enjoy being my quiet time and actually embrace what I'm learning day by day. So I felt this is the best suitable career for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what we were talking about offline is that a lot of businesses, there's a couple of missing links here. They've got missing links in their stakeholders. There's missing links in their marketing, their sales and leadership teams. What are you seeing that's missing in business at the moment? And how is this hurting the business?
See, I have noticed a lot of people, especially the medium businesses, small to medium businesses, most of the team doesn't talk. They are too busy actually covering up the day-to-day tasks. They don't communicate. And a lot of marketing strategy or marketing activities people perform is so far away from the sales and other team members. So there is a lot of big communication gap amongst them. And considering when you hire, you are very visionary, you try to choose a best person in your team, but what happens, this lack of communication and multiple different action happening by the different department, it creates a lot of problem amongst the team. And I believe and that happened because there is no such culture created within the team, and there is no accountability and vision given the team within the team culture to follow all that every strategy which can actually connect the dots together. So it's hurting a lot, to be honest. Yeah.
One of the things that you specialize in is helping them get brand recognition. How does it impact their brand recognition?
See, the problem with that, most people are actually, to be honest, it's not a missing link that you don't know what is customer persona or, what is a targeted customer concept and all those things. We all know. And everybody understand it, in some level. I'm not saying everybody understand on the deeper level, but they understand at some level. But hardly anybody is actually implementing it. Because it's a real deep communication has to happen within the team. And when you are actually preparing your content strategy, your communication out there, outside the company, outside your home, when it is going out, it has to be really consistent. and it has to be very targeted and focused what you really want to say based on the service or product you are offering, which is really a big gap because this team is not communicating. So this communication is not going in a right direction. And people think, I met a lot of people, they say, oh, I've done this SEO, I've done this social media promotion, I post every day, I have 10,000 people connection. But what's the meaning of it? What's the outcome of it? Everything is depends on in the communication you are throwing out.
The other day, we were talking about businesses having relationships in the community. And you were talking about some banks who weren't even known to people in the community.
Yeah.
How is that hurting the business?
Trust me, there are a couple of banks, I won't name it, but they have been here for 6-7 years, and their own community is not many people are aware about it. And it's hurting the business. How like I'm interested in, if I'm up from a particular community, I would rather choose that bank so that I can actually go and stay connected to my home. It's, if I don't know, how would I choose? I'm unaware about it. It's not then knowingly I'm doing, it's unknowingly I'm not helping my own community.
So with the work that you're doing, what are some very practical ideas that you could share with businesses out there so that they can start to deepen the relationship and how they can get a competitive market advantage in a turbulent economy?
So when it comes to the practicality, see, every time I go, and most of the digital media strategists or the people who are working in the digital media space, they are talking about, why don't you actually go and be active on social media? And they go get active. And being active doesn't mean that it is actually very focused activities happening, because your action defines the actual outcome. So my practical experience says that, like, I have around 3,000 some followers on LinkedIn, and see, I have some people in my connection for ages, and I'd never contacted them back. At the initial, I said, hello, good to connect with you. And then we tried 1-2 times that, can we catch up on coffee or something? And they said, oh, yeah, sure. And then they forget. And it's been there for 4 years, 3 years, never communicated, which is not good. If you are connecting, try to communicate. So I have started this campaign, rather than connecting new people, let's build a relationship with the existing people. So I started engaging with them. Like, I literally go pick up 20 people from my connection, and I literally comment on their post. I like, share, say something. And if I can get their 15 minutes catch up call, I'm trying to do it, because I really want to know who is around me, and how can I help each other unless we know actually each other. And it's very shameful when people connect with you and then second mail comes with a sales pitch.
Yeah, I really, like 100% agree with you. With the first, you talking about, the communication in a lot of, the company, and how that really impact a lot of company. And also when you talk about the relationship building, we all know nowadays a lot of business built on the relationship selling.
Yeah,
so I think what is brilliant.
And see, to be honest, future is all about relationship. If it isn't, then why Google algorithm is changing based on the user experience, right? So if the new algorithm called Bread, first they launch Rank Brain, then they launch Bread. So these two algorithms came just to focus their AI on people's user experience. So a lot of websites are actually not actually blacklisted, but actually slowly disappearing because they don't have the relevant content. And the people, when you are going on your website and the content they are reading, the relevancy is not there. They don't have what they were looking for. Right. Plus, navigation is hard. The communication, like some people are so academic, they love to write. And I appreciate their knowledge and the writing ability. But the thing is, the person who is reading didn't get the proper user experience because they are not as academic as you are. Right. The bounce rate is very high. So it's all been actually very well put in the new AI, and you've been monitored, Same in the Facebook. If you are actually sharing too much, you've been blocked, because everybody is trying to get the best user experience. Whosoever is actually part of the whole Facebook community. It's not about you or XYZ person. It's about whole Facebook community. It's Facebook responsibility to get the best user experience. It's practical. It's professional. So it's maturing. I believe it's maturing. It's getting harder because once you are in a comfort zone, it's very hard to get out of the comfort zone. And people think it's problem. It's not a problem. It's maturing. It's adopting the new requirement for the new consumers. And remember, you never sell B2B or B2C. You always sell human to human. The other side, one another human sitting, and actually based on their unconscious mind, 90% buyers, consumers buy based on their unconscious mindset. They have been researching, and they unconsciously buy because they believe where they are unconsciously educated, well, they buy the person from there. It's not about being in their good book.
I love it. So for people who are in business, these people who are in the small banks, in the financial institutes, and they would like to learn more about the work that you do, where should they go now? What's your website?
So my website is exonte.digital. And see, the most problematic in the fintech area, like most fintech people are not, they are very much busy in their technology and they're very good at it. Like I'm from banking fraud management, so I understand how that whole entire world works. And they are very passionate about technology. They know they want to best serve with through the technology, because it's billions of dollars you are losing on cybercrime, right? And these days, right? So you need to mature that, and it's a highly secure area, has to be, because it's a end user emotions involved. But if you're not reaching out with the proper connection, there are hundreds of competitors as well. So, like it's kind of a predatory marketing. I don't know if we have time to discuss about it. Predatory marketing is something like people are actually preying on your consumer, and how you actually find out their biggest strength and find out their weakness within that strength. And then what is your strong position and how you can position yourself, that's gonna be a challenging, in the upcoming market, and especially in the fintech industry, and they should actually consider more getting involved with in their own consumers and educating them more in a very easy language without using too many jargons.
I'd like to come back another day and talk deeper about this predatory marketing. The word in and of itself, predatory, seems quite scary. So I'd like to take a deeper dive into that.
Sure.
Priya, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your insights. And to learn more about the work that Priya is doing, head over to exonte.digital. The link below. And make sure you connect with Priya today. Priya, thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge.
Thanks for having me. Thank you so much.
Our pleasure.
Bye.